Today marks the fifth anniversary of my wife Amanda passing away from alcohol use disorder. And today I want to talk a little bit about what happened on that particular day, the last day, a little bit about what went on leading up to that last day, the last month of her life, and really talk about where the last 5 years have gone and how this movement per se is going and where it's going to go in the future, and really the whole point of this page, and why I've made this construct of talking about the happenings and my experience with my wife of 25 years. And it's really an important perspective because it's from the family, and so often you don't get an understanding of what family goes through because it's truly a family disease. And if you have an alcoholic in your family or you know one, you know the destructive properties that it can create. And it's important for people to have both awareness, education, and really having an understanding and being able to put the disease into context. There's so many different variables. Everybody has an opinion. This is my opinion, and this is a lot of study and 20 years of experience. It's not something to be dismissed, and I think it's an important voice, and it's an important voice that's growing. And so much of it is really to honor Amanda, who passed away from this disease 5 years ago today. Honor her by helping other people, by dissecting her life, and really bringing this disease out of the closet, because in the closet it helps no one. Shame and guilt and suppression of this disease only creates further ignorance and misunderstanding to alcohol use disorder. And really, the last day of her life was extremely stressful because UCLA called me up and said that she had an hour left to live. And I'm like, an hour? Yesterday you said she had at least a day. I go, I live 100 miles away. I can't get there in an hour. And they said, well, we'll try and keep her alive until you get here. So, I ran down there with a friend, her good friend, who lived about a mile from me. We drove down there together, and it was very stressful. It took us about 2.5 hours through LA traffic. We did get there. She was still alive. And then shortly after, her sister and one of her nieces came. And then we did the process. The nurses turned off the machines, and it was very sad. Amanda her hands were cold when we got there, and she was not cognizant. She had been essentially in a coma the last 28 days of her life. I talk about these things and really expose this because this is the end of the road, and I really don't want other families or other alcoholics to have to go through this. And it's all fun and games, and everybody can joke around until it gets to the point where it's costing millions of dollars, it's costing lives, it's costing the psychological health and the physical health of not only the alcoholic but their family. And it destroys and undermines our society. And it's an important, very important topic to talk about because it's actually growing in its maliciousness, unfortunately. And really, the emotions that I felt that day were very complicated. Of course, we were very sad for Amanda. She was a very loving, kind, intelligent, creative person. And she had done this, she had gone down this road with as much help that we had possibly, any human being was possibly, exposed to. 7 rehabs, multiple outpatient stays, on and on and on. Court-ordered things, outpatient facilities that she had to go through, hospitalizations. Unfortunately for Amanda and a lot of people, professional help comes too late. And that's why it's so important. And this page is really about awareness and being aware of the red flags. If you have someone in your life, number one, if they're hiding their bottles and cans, if they're drinking in isolation, if they don't have the ability to self-regulate and they drink to themselves into oblivion until they're falling down drunk much of the time. These are obvious red flags. And this is when you need to step in. This is when a person needs professional help, or even before that. So I tell Amanda's story because it's not a road that I would wish upon anyone, the person, the alcoholic, who's suffering from this, and definitely not their family. Because the emotions are relief of the stress that's gone. And nobody wants to feel that from somebody that they've spent and dedicated a large part of their life to in a marriage. And again, I tell a lot of stories of the horrendous journey that Amanda went through as both not just a scare tactic, but it's the reality that every alcoholic is going to go down. This is not a unique case. And if you don't get it checked, if you don't get yourself into some kind of situation, some kind of professional help, or have the self-realization that you have a problem and do something about it, this is the road it's going to go down. And if you have the thought process as an alcoholic or somebody who suffers from this, that you're only hurting yourself, well, that's part of your delusion, and it's time for a wake-up call, because you're really hurting everybody in your circle, everybody that you know, and everybody that you love. And it's time to be able to wake up from that. And the only person who can pull themselves out of it is you, the alcoholic. As much as your family will try and help you, ultimately it's your decision. And I hope Amanda's story allows you to realize your future if you don't make those changes. And again, the memoir of Amanda is called Amanda, A Cautionary Tale of Alcoholism. Again, you can find it on Amazon. You can also find it on my Linktree. Go right to my website. PayPal button's right there. You can buy it right on this website. I go live Monday through Friday, right around 6:30, 9:30 East Coast. I have the Facebook group. Again, it's called Amanda, A Cautionary Tale. Link is in the Linktree. And when you're ready to work with me one-on-one, I have the complete coaching program. It's designed to help the alcoholic and the family itself. Set up a call. The call is free. The course is definitely not, but I'm looking for people who want to change their lives and the lives of their family. And again, thanks for listening.